What is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on, people? And welcome to Cosmic Crate. I'm your humble host, Dion Dawson, aka Chief Dreamer, aka CEO. I think it's the best time, if any, to really talk about Cosmic Crate, welcome you all to our universe, and really start showing you why we think we've really cracked it, the case on figuring out logistics, delivery, CRM touch points, and everything that we need so that all of our small and medium businesses cannot say, I don't know anymore. Okay? For years, we've accepted something strange. Businesses spend thousands of dollars every month on software, yet somehow they still don't know what's happening inside their own operation. Where's the inventory? Where's the driver? Did the orders arrive? Who's buying? Who's gonna buy what we're selling? What are we selling? What should I order next? All of these questions we have every single day when we're talking logistics, we're talking supply chain, when we're talking operations. Everyday operators are forced to make decisions in the dark, not because they're bad operators, but because the information they need is trapped across spreadsheets. How many people out there have a million spreadsheets? I know. Text messages, emails, paper manifestos, and disconnected software. The problem isn't the people. The problem is actually the system. So today, we, all of us, today I'm going to show you Cosmic Crate. But by the end of this presentation, you'll understand why we believe the future of operations isn't more software. It's one source of truth. Dark, unclear, disconnected. We call this the dud problem. Okay, say it with me. Dark, unclear, disconnected. What am I describing? I'm not describing the end of your favorite movie. I'm not describing some type of toy your kids play with. No, we're talking about systems. Dark, unclear, disconnected. And if you've ever managed inventory, planned deliveries, tracked customers, or even tried to grow a business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The answers exist. They're just scattered everywhere, across different people, across different systems. Okay? So you have the answers, but does it really matter if you have those answers if you have to make sure that you're going across your laptop and your phone and your assistant and your team and your suppliers and all of that just to get those answers? No, that's not really an answer. If anything, that's just a delayed problem, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. Remember what I said, dark, unclear, disconnected, okay? But we're gonna go from dark to illuminated. We're gonna go from disconnected to connected. And we're gonna go from unclear to exact, okay? Dark, unclear, disconnected, illuminated, connected, exact, okay? That's the transition we're gonna have. Now, Cosmic Crate was built to solve that problem, to illuminate what has been hidden, okay? Let me say that again, to illuminate what has been hidden, to connect what has been disconnected, okay? So what we want to do is we want to replace uncertainty with precision, okay? We want to replace uncertainty with precision, okay? Illuminated, connected, exact. All right? Welcome to Cosmic Crate. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. I see it in action. Look at that. Come on now. You can't tell me that don't look good. Look how clean that is. Look at those order details. Look at that delivery route. All of the things historically that have been across so many different tech pieces now in one place. Now you have your inventory talking to your delivery. You have your delivery mirroring all of the information from your customers and your CRM, your touch points, okay? That is important. Look at that. You can tell, listen, purple's not my favorite color, but I'm not gonna lie. This purple and white interface looks amazing. You see your customers, you can reactivate them. Look at the CRM, it's clean. You have the address, phone numbers. It's not a real address, phone number. I don't want you to be worried, I promise you. But that's what it looks like. How many times have you tried to access your customer information and you haven't been able to do anything there? Because it doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. You are unable to filter everything that's going on. Okay? Oh man. Gotcha. Look at that. We can upload, we can do all of that. We have our program, we have our product. We can filter through all of these from delivery routes, from delivery days, programs. Now we can just show everyone that's right there. That's the point. The point, look how clean it is. I'm so proud. So think about this. All of those people out there who have customer data sets and you're using spreadsheets, look at how clean this is. We want to make sure that it was easy for you to not only access that data, but import that data, export that data, and then use it to work for you. Being able to go in, look at different pages, real easy, real clean. Want to make sure that we can change how many we can view. Maybe you can view 5 at a time like me, or maybe you can view 25. Look at that, important. Delivery days, you can decide what delivery days, what programs, preferred languages, and through that filtering, you're able to see all of the people you need to see in your customer, in your CRM. So that's why that filtering is extremely important. Being able to type the name in, do your search at the top. Let's see, Bobcat Russo. Now listen, I didn't name the name. Look at that. Now, if you look at the CRM here, you'll notice in the middle pane, you can see all of the interaction history with that customer. So you'll be able to see text messages. You'll be able to see everything right in real time. Looking at inventory planning. Now what the inventory planning is really about is we're making sure that all of that information that's in the leadership's head, who's ever running point, they have all of this information about orders. They have all of this information about output, about production. We don't have anywhere for that to live. And so with the inventory planning page and tool, we'll be able to distribute all of the work. We'll be able to see all of the work. And so that's just some of the things that we had in mind when it came to that inventory planning. This is the calendar. When you look at the calendar for inventory, this allows you to see in real time what the output will look like for your team. So maybe we go on Tuesday and we select a product. We have general wellness. Well, let's see how many we're going to put in. We're going to put in 3. And what day are we going to put in for June 16th? So now when we save that, the output number increased. So now it shows for the month that I expected output has went up. We're going to go to Blue Magic. How many we're going to add in? We're going to add in 4. And we're going to add in for the 25th. Again, the production output at the top increased. But look at this. Now we can assign that work to somebody on the team, and we know what goes in each box. So as we're actually building out that product, it's subtracting from our current inventory. That's the key. Everyone can say they have something tracking their inventory. Everyone can say they have something that they're using for planning. But do you have something that can connect that current inventory to what it takes to actually build it? And so for products, these are all of the products and all of the items that we have in our inventory. So the products is what we're building and that's going out. Items are what we bring in. So all of these products are all of our products that we have for sale. If you notice a few things with items, you see everything that we have in our current inventory. But with products, it's a little bit different. Now, if you look at the bill of materials, with the bill of materials, what we've done here is, and we could pause right there for a moment. So what the bill of materials is, and I want to make sure that you're understanding my language. The bill of materials is our way, the BOM is our way of making sure that we can track the inventory process from beginning to end. So when you think about, let's just say Farmer John is, he has sweet potatoes. What we need to do is we need to figure out a way to digitally express and represent the relationship we have with Farmer John so that we can procure those sweet potatoes, bring them into our possession, procure them, but also making sure that entire process is shown digitally. Because right now, when we think about disconnected and unclear, we have not connected all of these things for them to live somewhere outside of our own text messages or outside our own brains. And so the BOM feature, if you look right there on the right, that's all of the company information. And if you look at, on the left, and if you look on the right, you'll be able to pick anything from your current inventory so that you can make sure that you're procuring exactly what you need. we're starting that process of digitizing the entire procurement process. So now, not only can we make sure we can get to Farmer John with his sweet potatoes, but more importantly, we can show that we got to Farmer John and his sweet potatoes. And then from there, we're going to keep going. So you look right here, we have our bomb valid date, our ship by date, and our notes. So pause right there for me a little bit. So if you notice, the bomb valid date is just our way of procuring and making sure that we know the timeline that we've given them to procure from them. So we say, hey, Farmer John, sending over the bomb to you. And on this bomb, you'll see that it's valid for the next 48 hours. That means you have 48 hours to accept or reject this request for procurement. And so then under that, we have a ship by date. Now that's important. Because what do we know? We know that just because we agreed to buy something does not mean that it's been dropped off or shipped or received yet. And so when we have that ship by date there, that is acknowledging that the bomb valid date allows us to establish the agreement, and the ship by date allows us to let whoever we're buying from know that, hey, we need this in possession by this time. So if you notice, we got May 22nd for the bomb valid date, but more importantly, the ship by date is June 11th. Now, of course, we're not going to give people that much time, but again, it's really just about making sure that it can be there and represented. Then you have any notes right there in case you want to let the person that you're procuring from know anything that they should keep top of mind. At the top, you see we clicked the grass-fed jerky. So now what we're doing is we're going through it again. We're deciding, we're picking our dates. Yep. Perfect. Pause that for me. Then we're going to go up there to grass-fed beef jerky. I just want to point out a couple things. One of the biggest things when we talk about inventory and procurement and trackability and traceability is making sure that these SKUs are there. Now, what we can do in Cosmic Crate is not only can we have a SKU that is internal only for your company, but more importantly, we can also mirror that SKU, edit it so that it can match the SKU for whoever you're buying it from. So let's just say the SKU right there is your SKU, but for Farmer John, let's just say his SKU is IWP003. You can easily change it to match his SKU, or you can have your own SKU. We could keep going. We also have the farm dozen eggs. So hold on, pause it right there for me. So I just want to point out really quick, if you notice right here for the bomb manager preview, bomb number 74 says it was created. More importantly, if you look at the proposal, it has a timestamp and it has what we're procuring. It has the grass-fed beef jerky and it has the farm egg half dozen. And this is just making sure that we know exactly what we are actually procuring. And if you look at the bomb timeline, it says created. So now what we've done is we've started the process of procuring something ultimately to have it in our inventory. We're going to keep going. And then we're going to keep going to route planning. So I want you to pause right here for me. And I just want everyone to get acclimated to what we're looking at right now, okay? So one of the biggest problems that we heard and we know is planning routes, okay? So whenever we think about route planning, whenever we think about, planning routes for whatever products need to be delivered, what we're hearing from a lot of small and medium business owners is not only do they have to spend a lot of time gathering the information for the routes, but more importantly, when it's time to plan out and actually execute on building the route, it takes them hours at a time. And so what we wanted to do is make sure two things can be done inside Cosmic Crate. Number one, we can have route planning that connects to the CRM data so that we can always know what someone received. But more importantly, we want to make sure that in the route creating and planning and also the route execution, that is as seamless as we need it to be. Okay. So if you look right here, just getting you acclimated with the screen, you're looking at the route as the route is being executed. So of course we have our maps here. If you look at number one, it says started in progress. We also have the headquarters. We have the amount of deliveries, the amount of stops, and it says optimized. That means it's the most up-to-date route. And if you look at number one right here, our first stop is Mule du Bois, or Du Bois. That's funny. And we have, of course, if we want to skip, we have the address, and that's going to be the entirety of the route right there. We could keep going If you look down, you'll notice we have the full route right there. We're able to see everything. We're able to edit the route in real time. If we needed to ship the vehicle, the depot location, change anything. But look at this now. Now pause here for me, because this is beautiful right here. This is a game changer. Okay. No more sitting at computers for hours at a time. No more having to get away from the core elements of your business just to figure out how to get your products to customers. This screen right here allows us to create, edit, and execute on routes within minutes. Think about all of the hours you've spent trying to figure out last mile delivery. Think about all of the hours you've spent trying to figure out how to create routes across the county or across the city. This is it. If you look right here, we have the operating day. We have the operating day. We could quick add customers, or we can have the customers automatically added by program and by zip code. So now what you can do is, as you're adding zip codes in this pane over here, you're seeing everyone that's eligible to be delivered to. And so now what will happen is all of these people over here, 34 of them are in all of these zip codes, and all of them get the Wolfpack weekly box. So now instead of having to search through all of your spreadsheets and all of your tabs and everything like that, the best thing about it is now within a few seconds, we've auto-populated everyone that's eligible. And now within minutes, you can just deselect anyone that isn't going to be on this route. And so the beautiful thing about it is you're talking about giving hours back to the business leaders and the businesses when they need it most. We're not just talking about 34 customers here. Imagine if it was 1,000 who were eligible. Now you can filter out and get down to your list within seconds. And that is a game changer for so many businesses out there. But more importantly, these are also those people. These are also the people who are actually going to we're going to make sure that these are the people that you need to deliver to. So looking at that, of course, again, we have our, we can upload the customer list. We can do a quick ad. We can filter by product, by program, and by zip code. We have all the customers that could be added. And then we have all of them who are selected right here, so that we can just make sure ultimately that if these are the ones we're delivering to, then they're going to be the ones that we deliver to. Okay. So you look down, you scroll all the way down. These are all of the people who are eligible. We look at the route. We make sure everything is good to go. We look on Sunday, Monday, whatever. That is what we're talking about. Now let's talk about route management for a second, okay? Now when we think about route management, I want you to pause for me really quick. Now let's look at what this screen is, and I love how clean it is. These are all of the different routes that we want to run. Now, how many times have you used something, whether it's a trial period for a free product, or you're doing hand-to-hand combat, and you have to start a route and then execute that route and then delete it? Well, this allows us to create as many routes as we need to, label and name the route, whatever we need to name it, and then make sure that the depot location, the vehicle, the driver assistant, if applicable, and then if it's an active route, how many customers, how many stops, what day that route is, and when it was last updated. And if you want to edit anything about it, you can. This is it right here. So for all of those small and medium businesses, for all of those small and medium teams, for everyone out there, whether you're a one-person team or whether you have a team of people, this is the moneymaker. This allows us to build on all of that demand, because this is what these routes represent, is demand for your business, demand for your programming. And what it allows you to do is make sure that you can have a clean way of going about all of your information when it comes to all of your routes, being able to edit the route template, being able to go in and add people one by one, or just going in and look at who's on that route. On this route, you have 3 people, but you only have 1 selected for whatever reason that is. That is how clean it can be. You can go right in and add more people and add more zip codes, or you can leave it alone. However you want to work. But the biggest thing is going from being able to say you delivered a product to being able to prove that you delivered that product. And so that's why this is extremely important. If you notice, again, Sparrow Johansson has been selected, but Stag Murphy and Taryn Doyle has not. Okay, so making sure that you know that we can also select them if and when we want to. We don't want to right now, but just making sure we can keep going. So we're going to add a route. We're going to select the vehicle. We're going to name that route tester 1. We're going to get our driver, demo Dave, scout, and now we're all to the races. And so now we can go in and we can select anybody that we want to select. We're going to select the operating day. We can now pick the product, fresh produce, and then in that zip code, that one person was eligible. And so now we can also look at the route history. We can look at completed routes, any routes that had errors, anything that was abandoned. We can have all of the routes from a certain day. So just again, being able to find all of that information. Now, delivery reports. This is going to be important. So when we think about delivery, these delivery reports and this dashboard will be able to show us in real time what our metrics look like for that day, or even our delivery history. You have total deliveries, you have completion rate, you have delivered versus failed, average delivery satisfaction rates. You have driver workload and performance. You have the delivery breakdown between planned, in progress, successful, and unsuccessful. But just being able to know that even though we only had 2 deliveries, we know the completion rate, of course, was 100%. So we're jumping out the gym. Delivered versus failed, average delivery. You know what I mean? Knowing our dream score trend, even recent proofs of delivery, just being able to have those photos up in real time, and even our last delivery operations. And then going to all of the delivery reports, seeing the overview, but the delivery history, and being able to differentiate between all of those. So, man, keep looking at all those deliveries, delivery date. Do we have delivery proof? No, we didn't have any for those. But then being able to just make sure we have the company overview. We have our company profile if we need to update anything. We have everything there. We have admin seats. We have how many vehicles. We have how many locations. We have, if we're part of an enterprise, we have all of our add-ons from the base plan, legal support, Stripe connected settings, payment history, all in one place that you can find it, making sure that we can just do that. Okay. So when you're talking about small or medium businesses, what we wanted to make sure that we did was represent a lot of the small transactions that a lot of them have to do, or maybe the one-offs that they have to do, because the goal of this platform and what we promise to our users is having all of this activity in one place. And so making sure that that's there, and we can keep moving. And so if you look, pause for a moment. If you look at this, all of this, pause it for me. If you look at this, all of these are all of the products that we've created. So if you look at, all of them right here, we have the selling title, we have the expiration date, we have the selected product. So even right now with this current outgoing bomb, the total value is $9,440. And so this is what that sale will look like. And so keeping that in mind, we want to make sure that we had something that allowed all of our business leaders, all of our small and medium business, opportunities to not only create value by procuring and being efficient, but also by creating and selling. Okay, keeping that in mind. All right, let's keep moving. So we have everything that we selected. We go back. We have inactive, we have active, we have expired, we have sold, we have all of these things, we have purchases. So this represents the sales activity that we have for the company. So keeping that in mind. Now let's go over the customer details in our CRM, because I think that's important. When we think about all of our customer interactions, what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we had a clean CRM. Pause that for me. And what we wanted to do was have a clean CRM that showcased everything. So let's break it down to the screen a little bit. On the right side, for Bobcat Russo, we have all of the contact information. We have call, text, email, we have start a survey, we have public links. So this link for anyone on your team that has the same permission levels. And what we want to do is, if someone on my team, while I may be busy, I can send them that link so they can go right to that person. Of course, we have all of the general info, but this is the money maker right here, okay? If you notice, there's 2 things that get you acclimated really fast. Interactions, orders. For interactions, we see all of the different interaction types. We have SMS, we have phone, email, any updates to their details, notes, and surveys. And so now what it does is it chronologically populates based on the interactions with that customer. So now we have, the general wellness bot survey right here. The general wellness satisfaction survey measures, which is rating it down or writing something. And if you look down there, it says check in went well. Of course, there are going to be more detail because you guys are professionals. I know that. But what we wanted to do was be able to have something that represented all of those interactions. And then with orders, the same thing. Being able to historically find all of the orders for that customer is a game changer. We can keep going. And again, you're looking at all of the different types. If you look at orders, look at that. Look at that. Pause that for me really fast. So if you look at this PDF, we were able to click on a specific order and basically show that proof of delivery. Vehicle, client, program, driver, delivery date, delivery route, and then whatever proof of delivery photo that's taken. You can download it or whatever. You can attach it to your email, send it out. But more importantly, when you're talking about having clean records, auditable records, proof of delivery, showing not only that you did something, but proving that you did it. Being able to have everything necessary for your business in one place for your customers. We can keep going. Again, what product did they receive? The low sugar product. So again, showing all of the clean information with their contact information, program details for whatever program that they're in, product details. Again, we want to know everything we can so that we can ensure that we're serving our customers the best, and our customers and our recipients the best way possible. And we do that by continuing to make sure that all of this information can be in one place. Starting surveys, selecting our custom surveys, and making sure that we go on whatever person managing this relationship to go in and make sure that that's done. Whether it's something that is mandatory for your program and product, or something you want to do quarterly, semi-annually, or annually to make sure that you're meeting all of the satisfaction when it comes to your customers. So that's why when we talk about touch points, and we talk about customers, we talk about CRM and customer data, this is how clean it should look. This should be the way that we're able to see our customer, feel our customer, and know that they're being served and they're being treated with respect. Recording the interaction with them. We are just adding notes. We're just saying, customer finished the general wellness survey. Being able to do that in real time. So just know that. We're going to type that in. Visible for partners. We're going to click OK. Boom. Now it's been chronologically added so that we can know that, that survey was done. That's what we're talking about when we talk about up-to-date data, okay? Admin management. Now, we want to make this as easy as possible. I want you to pause that for me really quick. Now, let me say something, okay? Which camera is on? Because I need to look in the camera. Let me explain something to you, okay? We know when it comes to admin management and onboarding, we are the B's and E's. Why? Because of Day, okay? Our director of customer success, light years ahead of the game. Please don't steal her, because if I match offers, okay? But more importantly, we have a world-class onboarding team and system and style. What we do is we start the first 30, 45 days, we do everything we can to transition all of your systems, all of your files, all of the things necessary to get you going and getting you rolling. And so when we talk about customer company profiles, and when we talk about drivers and driver assistants and all of the information for your vehicles, that's where this admin management will be key. We need to keep going. So we have our company profile, admin count, vehicle count, being able to access that, legal support, Stripe Connect settings, modular add-ons. Of course, if we needed more vehicle slots, we have our message templates. We can delete them, we can edit them, we can create new ones, because the templates are how you're contacting them. Of course, you have your survey management. You can go in, edit the type of survey that you want, whether it's a star system, whether it's a number system. The key thing is we want you talking to your recipients, we want you talking to your customers. We want to make sure that you know how they feel about the service and the products that they're getting. So keeping that in mind. That's why we love having that here. Again, having that in the admin management is key, because we want to make sure that you can go there, edit the types of things that are in there. You have your team members here. You can go in and you can not only have their license, you can have their class type, you can have the expiration date, you have all of these things, whether they're active or inactive, their permission levels, the company that they're working for, the role is tied to their permission level, so we can know what they have access to. You can make them inactive, you can make them active. But this is part of our onboarding process so that we can make sure that everyone on your team is represented here. Why? Because then, and only then, does it go from being a monolith to being a team sport. That's the key. We have so many business leaders out there who are doing everything. They're doing 1-on-5. Well, we want it to be a 5-on-5, okay? You look at the user, you can edit them, you can make them active, inactive, so you don't have to worry about version control or access to records. You have all of your vehicles. You have the VIN, license plate, model, year, make, driver assistant, who's ever assigned. Again, all of these things here. We have the locations. We have whoever the location ad is. We have the programs. If there are any programs, we got that set up. We have partnership impact. And what the partnership impact is, it is just an easy way for us to showcase this data to whatever partners that have permissions to this dashboard right here, just knowing how many customers overall and different things like that. So literally, look at that. Cosmic Crate, look at that. We know pricing at a glance. What we want to do is, we're going to start here. It's starting simple. Starting price, $3.99 a month. But with that $3.99 a month, you get 2 vehicles. You get 1 admin seat. You get seat activation. That a contract is flexible. It can scale as needed. We have data migration. Your current workflow. Your current workflow may be between $1,500 to $4,500 a month. That doesn't include just one simple thing. It can vary. Is there a support ticket required? Most of the time, our competitors and everyone out there had an annual lock-in. Okay, we won't do that. Okay, we will not lock you anything that is not serving you. It's about being better. It's about being more efficient. It's about making sure that at the micro level and at the macro level, we can know what's going on. Because when you know what's going on, you can get better at what's going on. Okay? And then if you look at the data migration, a lot of times the data migration for everyone else is costly. The manual, we're not going to worry about that. That's what this is really about. We keep moving. Yeah. And so thinking about that, listen, Cosmic Crate is one thing, okay? Cosmic Crate is here for you, all right? When we thought about this, when we started creating this product almost 2 years ago, what we realized was simple. When it came to the food system, when it came to logistics, when it came to food as medicine, when it came to the flower shops, when it came to butchers and corner stores, what we realized was simple. How can you get better at something if you don't know what's going on? And so what we realized was that we had a food system. We had a supply chain that was in the dark. We had a supply chain that needed to be illuminated. We had a supply chain that needed to be connected. And that's what Cosmic Crate is. Cosmic Crate is the universal solution for setting the standard around what's going on, who's doing it, and how we can connect it so that we can be better. It's one thing to have a butcher. It's one thing to have a coffee shop. It's one thing to have a flower shop. It's another thing to have those businesses have the capacity and the capabilities and the infrastructure to grow as much as they want to. How many food system players do we have out there? How many food pantries? How many food banks? How many logistics warehouses where they're managing their own data, but it connects to nobody? And so you're just talking about what's going on and you're not able to show what's going on. No, now is the time. Cosmic Crate can be that answer, will be that answer, and is the answer. Not only are we currently in 3 states, but we're scaling fast. Why? Because we've created the solution for everybody out there to be better. We're illuminating everything. All my business leaders out there, all of my business leaders that report to your funders and your investors and your donors. How many times have you had to walk around saying, I don't know? You wake up that morning and you wonder how many orders you have. You say, I don't know. You wonder what's in your inventory. You say, I don't know. Now you can know. Now we've created the standard for data collection. We've created the standard for knowledge of your business and the infrastructure necessary to grow. Why? Because we know that right now there's less money, but there's more demand. So in order for you to meet that demand, you need to make sure that you're being efficient, effective, and impactful. And you can only do that when you decide that being dark, unclear, and disconnected is no longer what you want to be. So we're going to illuminate, we're going to connect, and we're going to make sure We're going to make sure that everything that we said we were going to do, we were going to do. If you're out there and you're selling products, we're going to make sure we get those products to people. If you're out there, you're feeding people, we're going to make sure that you can prove that you fed those people. Because the difference is that now the game has shifted. We have the technology. We have the data. We have the people. We just need to make sure that that data, that technology, and those people are connected in a way where every day after this, we are building on what we learned yesterday. And there will be no more acting like you have it together, my business leaders, my founders, my CEOs. There's no more, okay? Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to tell yourself, say, hey, I'm going to reach out to that Cosmic Crate team because I'm going to figure out how I can get better at my business, okay? No more I don't knows. All right? That's it. That's all. I'm Dion Dawson. I'm the CEO. I'm that crazy guy that believes that we can actually pull this off. And I'll see you next time, okay? Talk to you soon.